I'm Kim Hawkins. I play guitar and sing.
My name is Eric Grass. I play the drums.
My name is Trey Trowbridge. I play the bass.
My name is Brian Kelly. I play the guitar.
The band started off, me and Kim started it with two other musicians, Zach Whitaker and Michael Beck, and we went through a couple different changes. Of course, the name changed pretty early on. Then we had Kristen Holt on bass, and wound up picking up Trey in her place, and we did the three-piece for a couple years. And we met Brian. He was in another local band called Enigmatic Foe, and they disbanded not too long ago and wound up picking him up. So really just through friendships. I knew Trey through a mutual friend and got him on board, and we'd met Brian at a couple shows.
We've played as a 4-piece, a 3-piece, a 2-piece. I would sometimes do like individual stuff, but it's been so many different forms. But usually Eric and I have been there from the beginning, and we've usually always at least like played together. Where did the name of the band come from? You want to tackle that one?
Well, Kim and Trey are pretty big comic book nerds. The band name came before Trey was involved in the band, but it derived from the character Dick Tracy in the comic. I guess he was originally called Plainclothes Tracy.
Because he originally wore a plainclothes detective suit, so that's where they got their name. And we were actually, at first we had a different name, but there was a local band at the time that had the same name, or it was very similar, so we had to change it. I was born in Johnson City, Tennessee, and my birthday is September 11th, 1987.
I was born on September 8th, 1988 in Port Orange, Florida.
I was born in Orem, Utah.
I was born in Quincy, California. It was January 1986.
Started out in Tennessee, and then we moved down to Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Tennessee, Florida, Tennessee.
Well, I grew up in Port Orange, Florida, and lived there for 17 years, and then I moved to Kingsport, Tennessee. I finished up high school there and did 2 years of community college, and now I've lived in Knoxville for just over a year.
All right, I've been to school in the following cities: in Salem, Utah, Spanish Fork, Utah, Edmond, Oklahoma, and Kingsport, Tennessee. In college, I was in Blountville, Tennessee, and now Knoxville, Tennessee.
I've lived in California, northern and southern. I guess Oceanside, which is North County, San Diego, Laguna Beach, Sacramento, Placerville, which is between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe, Portland, and Knoxville now.
I moved to Knoxville because I was really just looking for something to do my first couple years of college, and I hadn't made up my mind. I think I changed my major about 4 times in all, 5 times. And I just thought, I'm going to go live with my best friend. She bought a condo out here in Knoxville, and I think I'm just going to move in with her and take it easy until I figure out what I want to do.
I came to Knoxville for a few different reasons, primarily the band, which Kim was living here at that time, and it was a lot easier to put stuff together and keep working on that. And school was a big factor, and also moving away from home had a big role in it.
I like Knoxville because there's a lot of kids my age, good college town, and there's always something to do. I've always lived in a place where it's hard to decide what the hell you're gonna do for a night, and I know every night in Knoxville there's always something going on, whether it be a show, walk the city, go to an art exhibit, plenty of options.
I came to Knoxville from Portland. It's much cheaper here, and my parents live here, so I figured it would be easier to be a full-time career college student here than it would be living on my own trying to scrape by.
The inspiration for Fort Knox graffiti, I would say, like every different part of the song definitely came from a different inspiration. But as far as the lyrics, what I was thinking whenever I wrote those was, I was kind of in a relationship at the time where, the guy lived in a different city than I did, and I lived at this smaller city, and he lived in a big city, and the song is about 2 people falling in love looking at graffiti, but I would come home and it was just like the graffiti was so much different in a smaller town, and so that's kind of what it's all about. Lately, I have really enjoyed. Let's see, Ramona Falls. It's kind of an offspring of the Phenomena. That's kind of something I've been listening to a lot. I really like his stuff. Let's see, Charlotte Gainsbourg. I've been listening to her a lot lately. And as far as like all along, people like, Tom Waits, the Beatles. Bob Dylan is one of my biggest influences, I would say.
My favorite artist would be the Appleseed Cast. I've been following them for quite a few years, and they're a great example of a band that's doing something different. They're very innovative. Every album they've ever released has been a concept album, which I think takes a lot of skill and a lot of talent. A couple other bands, I'm a sucker for pop. I love guys like Sleeping at Last, and just anything that's catchy I get hooked into.
My first favorite band was Third Eye Blind because that was the first actual band that I really listened to. I have to say my all-time favorite band now is the Deftones. I don't know, I feel like their music, covers a lot of genres, and I don't know, you can be in any mood and pop in any one of their albums and it just fits it perfectly. So
Every artist really does have something to offer, even if it's something, even if the artist does something that you don't like, you can always learn from that. However, I do really appreciate the jazz tradition, more later fusion jazz era, such as Miles Davis, Weather Report. However, modern bands like Radiohead are just phenomenal. Gosh, there's so much talent out there. It's just impossible to peg one down.
Blink-182.
I don't think we all agree on one particular artist. There might be a couple, but I don't know if we've
We
actually
should all
hashed it
agree
out.
on something. What could we agree on?
Like Def Leppard.
No, I hate Def Leppard.
I'm not
I think
crazy.
we all like Mock Orange.
I don't even
Yeah.
know that band. Modest Mouse. You guys are like?
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
The Strokes.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't listened
I never listened to them much. Regina Spektor.
to them.
It's a
You
toughie
better.
subject. We should not talk about it.
My interest for music began, I think I wrote my first song in 3rd grade or something. I remember the exact moment. I was sitting in between my doorway of my bedroom, just laid on the floor. I remember just sitting there in the door frame. I used to sit there a lot. I didn't like being confined to one room. I liked to be in two. And I remember I was sitting there just munching on this cereal called Blueberry Morning or something like that. And I started just writing this little song about blueberries in the morning, blue jeans in the day, blue is all I can say. I was in like 2nd grade or 3rd grade, and we sang it for the talent show.
My interest in music began around the 7th grade. I wanted to take up guitar when I was little, but I finally decided to pick up drums. My best friend at that time wanted to play guitar as well, and he got his first one, and I decided I'd better play drums so we could be in a band together. And shortly after that, I got my first set, and I've been playing drums ever since.
I became interested in music back in 2nd grade. A friend introduced me to Third Eye Blind and kind of took root from there.
My interest for music really began when I was 13, picked up some really cheap guitar, and took group lessons, which were not that great, but I had fun with it and kept going.
My first band was pretty much this band. I started playing with the old guitarist for this band, and it was me, him, and another guy, and we lost the other guy, and then we've picked up a few people since then, and then we lost the original guitarist, but that's kind of the same formation, so, and that was in my senior year of high school, I believe, so, yeah, I kind of started out when I was about 17 actually.
My first band started when I was 17 years old. It was actually Plainclothes Tracy. Even though, while still living in Florida and being younger than that, I've jammed with quite a few different musicians. We never progressed to the point of a band. So the first one has always been this band. It's been about 4 years.
Plainclothes is the first band, the first official band. I tried a couple projects with a couple guys and it just didn't work out. This was the first time that I actually got with people and we connected and had the same taste and wanted the same route.
I was 15 when I was in my first band. That's the one I got kicked out of for I didn't have a car and didn't really have the ability to get to the practices on time. So I think we had like 3 songs or something. We were trying to write more, trying to get covers, and everybody got together one day and said, "Oh, sorry, you're out of the band because you can't really make it."
One of the strangest things